You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into the show for this edition of your Philadelphia Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. It's just great to have you along for the ride. My, oh my, what a game it was. We will get into all the nitty-gritty of this game. But first, I got to tell you, this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment count more right now with great people at FanDuel. New customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 with any winning $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. They don't win this game without Garrett Stubbs. And going into the game tonight, I did not expect to say they don't win this game without Garrett Stubbs. But here's what was really bothering me. You're going into that ninth inning, and the Phillies have scored more runs than anyone in baseball. Your Philadelphia Phillies have scored more runs than anybody in baseball this season. And did you really mean to tell me that going into that ninth inning, they were only going to have 4 runs in Coors Field of all places? That's it? So when Brandon Marsh got that walk, I thought, here we go. We're back, baby. We're back. And sure enough, Edmundo Sosa comes up. He gets the RBI triple. Garrett Stubbs comes up, puts you ahead for good. Bryce Harper comes up. He hits a 3-run home run, his 13th of the season. Nick Castellanos gets an RBI, despite the fact that for some reason he thinks he can stretch a single into a double, and he clearly can't. And he gets thrown out second. Whatever. They get 8 runs. All of a sudden, you blink, and you're putting up runs in the ninth inning to make sure that you don't lose your first series since the second series of the season against the Cincinnati Reds. Like, that's incredible to me. It was just, to me, it was a matter of time. It was a matter of time before they broke out. Did they wait to the absolute last minute? Oh, they sure as hell did. But when you put up offense all of a sudden like that in the ninth inning in Coors Field, you were overdue for, then good things are going to happen. In total, they score 6 runs in the top of the ninth inning to help secure the 8-4 victory tonight. Worth the wait. I'll say that. Hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend Saturday, and then hopefully you guys, got to put it to bed with this one. I'll just say this. We always started out with 3 big things, so let's get to it. Number 1, Garrett Stubbs. Now, the box score. Let's look at the box score. The box score, let's say you wake up tomorrow. Let's say you didn't watch the game. You wake up tomorrow morning, right? You look at the box score. You say, oh, Bryce Harper at 4 RBI. He had a home run. He got the Phillies started in there in the first inning. And, oh, how nice it would have been to have him there last night. Bryce Harper, fantastic. Not the reason they won this game. They won this game because of the way Garrett Stubbs played this game. Behind the plate as the Phillies catcher, and the way he played the game running the bases, and the way he was able to hit the baseball tonight. It's not many times. This would probably be the only time we could say this, but Garrett Stubbs absolutely helped the Phillies win this ball game tonight and keep them on track. And the best example of that for Garrett Stubbs tonight was the heads-up play that he made that allowed him to come around to score and make it a 1-run ball game in that 5th inning. Stubbs leads off, and it was a little weird play. Stubbs leads off. He's trying to lay down a bunt, doesn't pull it back in time. He gets hit. Doesn't get the credit for hit by the pitch because they say he offered at it, which he did. It's the right call. So he's got to go hit again. He's got to go back in the batter's box. He goes back in the batter's box. He ends up lining it to left field for a base hit. Good for him. So now he's got a base hit, and the Phillies got a base runner. They get, not only that, they got a leadoff base runner to boot. Johan Rojas goes up there. He grounds out to second base. It was a bouncer. Stubbs was able to get the second base. So instead of getting a double play out of it, they're only able to get 1 out. Here's the great play. Schwarber comes up to the plate. Stubbs is on second base. I think some Phillies fans even forget Garrett Stubbs exists. The Rockies forgot Garrett Stubbs not only existed, they forgot Garrett Stubbs was on second base. Stubbs looks over and sees that there's no one covering third base, and he says, little delayed steal, why not? And he gets the delayed steal and takes third base. What happens next? Kyle Schwarber puts one into center field, sac fly RBI. It goes from a 3-1 game to a 3-2 lead. And in the blink of an eye, the Phillies can score some runs all of a sudden, maybe even 1 run in this game, and they make it a 1-run game. Garrett Stubbs made that happen. But then this is what happened at the plate. A little bit later in the game, Garrett Stubbs had a particular play where I think it was Dominguez on the mound. Seventh inning. Dominguez allows the single to Doyle to start things off. It just bounced over Stott Smith there at second base, so it goes into right field. Stalling steps up there, but Doyle's able to steal second base in that instance. Stalling strikes out, looking at an outside fastball. Then Goodman steps up to the plate, ends up grounding out to Garrett Stubbs. Stubbs, instead of allowing the ball to roll foul with a runner on third base and giving, in this case, it was Goodman, another opportunity to try to make more solid contact and get that ball out of the infield or even hit it away from the third base side and try to score that run, Stubbs just jumps on it and fires a strike to first base to Bryce Harper in order to get that second out of the inning and help out his pitcher. Then they get Blackman to ground out to Bryson Stott at second base to end the threat. But with a runner on third, Stubbs stepped up and made a very heads-up play to help out Sir Anthony Dominguez there in the seventh inning. So it stayed a one-run ball game. Then the Phillies have to go all the way into the ninth inning now with an opportunity here to try to do something. Marsh starts things off with that walk, and similar to the way that I felt about Marsh getting that walk from Edwin Diaz in that Mets series, the second part of that four-game split series in South Philly, where the Phillies were trailing in South Philly. Edwin Diaz comes in. Marsh works the walk on a 10-pitch at bat, and I think from this point on, we're gravy. At least the Phillies are tying this game. Stubbs works that leadoff walk. Marsh gets the leadoff walk. They end up taking out Meeks. They bring in Lawrence. Sosa steps up clutch again, as he has been, and he puts it down the right field line. And then what happens? With the score tied at 3, who put the Phillies in front for good? Our number one of the night, Garrett Stubbs did. There's not going to be many games where we can celebrate the great working of Garrett Stubbs, but tonight is a good example, and tonight is a night we can celebrate Sir Stubbs. So he puts it down the right field line for a RBI single. It's a 4-3 game. Harper adds on to it, and it was all beautiful after that. Number 2 on this list, let's get to the man that we missed so humbly last night. Now, we were doing the postcast last night, so I couldn't talk about all the things that Bryce Harper was saying after the game. However, I very much appreciated what he called Brian Walsh, the home plate umpire last night that threw him out of the game. Number 120. He talked about all these umpires he's got great respect for, all these umpires he's had conversations with and not gotten thrown out of the game over it, all that stuff. Well, he went on and he talked about, he didn't mention Brian Walsh. You know who he mentioned? Number 120. Didn't even mention the guy's name. I don't know if he knew the guy's name or not, but I thought that was interesting. My point after last night's loss was, it would have really been nice to have Bryce Harper have at least 3 more plate appearances, maybe 4, maybe even 5 more plate appearances, right? In that game last night. It would have been awesome. But he got thrown out. Now that might sound obvious. You want Bryce Harper to have more plate appearances. Of course you do, right? But particularly Bryce Harper at Coors Field, who has a better batting average and a better on-base percentage at Coors Field than he does at any park he has played more than 30 games in his entire career. And tonight, he added to that with 2 hits, a home run, and 4 RBIs. Not too bad for Bryce Harper. So, yeah, I'd say, and in the first inning when he got that RBI single, that made you go, oh, yeah, I would have really loved to have had that in last night's ball game. But nonetheless, Phillies grabbed a 1-0 lead. The Rockies were able to come right back at the bottom of that inning for a tied ball game at 1-1. Then they added to it there in the second inning. They added to it again in the third inning. And it was a really rough 3 innings there for Aaron Nola, to say the least. But number 2 on this list is Bryce Harper. And I love the fact that he went the opposite direction. He went the opposite field for that 3-run home run there in the 9th inning to help give the Phillies that cushion. They were able to bring in Spencer Turnbull. Turnbull, it gets talked about all the time now when he comes in, especially in, now that he's in the bullpen, about how he's just not used to it. I would hate to see Spencer Turnbull go anywhere else. I'd love to say he's a little insurance. Something happens in your starting rotation, God forbid, knock on wood. He's a guy that could go right back into that starting rotation and at least maybe give you 3 innings to start a game, 4 innings to start a game, stretch them out to get to 5, depending on what you need. But he's a guy they keep on talking about as having struggles adjusting to becoming a bullpen arm. So Bryce Harper getting that home run Bryce Harper adding that cushion. Nick Castellanos even getting an RBI, and credit to Alec Boehm for going up there and getting that double as well. Everybody going up there and producing the way they were able to in that ninth inning to help give Spencer Turnbull that much of a cushion is fantastic, and that too is clutch. But number 2, absolutely Bryce Harper on that list. Number 3, Aaron Nola did not, by any means, have anything good in those first 3 innings. Even you can even go to the 4th inning. He did not have a 1-2-3 inning until the 5th inning, and he only gave you 6 innings tonight. He calmed down in that 5th inning with a 10-pitch inning, his fewest of the evening. The Phillies bats, by the way, did nothing for him whatsoever, especially in the time he was in the game. And then you see him come out in that 6th inning, and he's able to get out of that 6th inning as well unscathed and be able to give, even for him to give the Phillies that one more inning. He got to 103 pitches. He gutted it out. When you look at the way he was going in the first couple of innings of this game in particular, when in terms to pitch count, he started off. Let me make sure I have this right. This is right. 32 pitches in the first inning. So what I say, they did him no favors. In the bottom of the first inning, Aaron Nola threw 32 pitches. So what did the Phillies offense do? Brandon Marsh, Edmundo Sosa, and Garrett Stubbs, they saw 6 pitches between the 3 of them. Yeah. Not helping out your pitcher. I expected more from Stubbs in that situation. You're catching the guy for crying out loud. But anyway, I digress. 32 pitches in the first inning. By the time the 3rd inning rolled around, he was at 59 pitches, just like that in the blink of an eye. And in the 5th inning, he was at 82 pitches. And that's when he had his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. And that was a 10-pitch at bat. So he starts that 6th inning at 92 pitches. So he definitely settled down in the 5th and 6th. A little too late, unfortunately, but was gets no decision in tonight's game and gave the Phillies what he could. That's for sure. Jose Ruiz ended up picking the win tonight. Good for him. First win of his for the season, so that's nice. There's a couple other things I really need to get to, and I'll get into them momentarily. But it's what I was banging my head against the wall for as I was watching the 6th inning Aaron Nola was in this game, not to mention the fact that you're facing Dakota Hudson in this game and how the number 1 offense in all of baseball is not only being shut down at Coors Field, they're being shut down with a guy that came into the game with a 5.89 ERA. Make that make sense. And please, somebody explain to me how they were able to, how they kept on hacking away at this guy throughout the 6 innings he was in the game tonight and let him just keep on throwing junk. And they just kept on hacking away at it. 6 innings tonight for Dakota Hudson. 87 pitches. That's the most efficient start he might ever have. And the Phillies let him do that. Make it make sense. We'll break it down a little bit further when we come back. You're Locked On. We'll also get to your comments coming up in a second. You're Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Locked On Phillies postcast. Back in a second. Oh, you guys have heard me talking about Ibotta and how great Ibotta is. Ibotta is fantastic. It's a free app that gives you the most cash back every time you shop on hundreds of items, from groceries to beauty supplies to toys, so you can make sure that you're beating inflation. And we all know how inflation is getting everybody. With whatever you purchase on Ibotta, it's helping you out. The average Ibotta user earns $256 per year. That could cover the cost of an entire shopping trip. That could cover the flight that you've been dreaming about or a fancy dinner that you have been craving. Other apps give you points that don't amount to much, but Ibotta, well, guess what? They take care of you with Ibotta. So download the app. It's you could use PayPal. You could use gift cards. This is how fantastic it is. Right now on Ibotta, they're offering our listeners right now, and our viewers, $5 just for trying Ibotta by using the promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB when you register. So go to the App Store, the Google Play Store, and download the free Ibotta app to start earning cash back and use LOCKEDONMLB as the promo code. That's Locked On MLB. So go to Ibotta, make sure you download it on the Google Play and App Store and use promo code Locked On MLB. Guys have also heard us talking about Supply House, where you can get the supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades. SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. All that at SupplyHouse.com. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands, and you get the order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. If you need an order, get an expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business, and talk to a real person every time. Pros and skilled workers can take advantage of all they're offering right now, especially when it comes to the competitive edge, by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trademaster program. Every Trademaster gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM. That's SupplyHouse.com/TM, and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. The inning that really did get under my skin, that made me think that this was going to be a very long game, which it was. It was long and not fun, okay, was that second inning. When you have Aaron Nola go out there, throw over 30 pitches, you can see he's laboring. You can see that the rain is just awful. The weather is terrible. You have people hiding, going, to get under the overhangs and all that stuff. And he's struggling. And the Phillies bats go up there and they hack away 6 times. That's it. That's the only thing that they're able to do. The guy that disappointed me the most, as much as I said it, I love the guy earlier. Second in Garrett Stubbs just hacking away. Not great. Not great. Then there's a similar type of thing in the third inning. Rojas gets hit by a pitch. Schwarber goes up there. He works a walk. He took a 3-0 pitch, so he at least was milking it a little bit. So you get first and second with nobody out. Then Stott flies out to left. Harper grounds out to third. And then Bohm flies out to right field. All quick. Blink of an eye. A first and second with nobody out. Actually, Rojas stole second base. You had a runner on second with nobody out. Top of the order coming up, nothing doing. Couldn't get anything going for yourselves. Couldn't help out your pitcher in that regard. So that sucked. And in the meantime, you had already allowed another run. So it was a 2-1 ball game. You go into the third inning, bottom of the third inning. You have a rough patch there, unfortunately, with Brandon Marsh in left field, where he lost the ball in the exchange, then he slipped, and you're actually, instead of just allowing a leadoff single, you in essence allow a leadoff double to Var, who later comes around to score on a ground out by Chris Bryant. So it looked like the Phillies, and that's when they went down 3-1. It looked like at that point the Phillies were snake bit, especially when Chris Bryant's the ball he put in play went in. So Marsh leads it off with that error in left field. Then Chris Bryant hits it up the middle, right back at Aaron Nola. The ball hits inside Nola's mitt, bounces out. Karem's over to Stott, who's able to at least record the out at first base, but the run ends up scoring. If that ball sticks in Nola's mitt, you're not scoring that third run in that third inning. At least not at that exact moment. That's for sure. Game would go on, nothing doing there in the fourth inning. Nola's able to pitch himself out of he allows a 2-out base hit, able to get out of that by getting Goodman to strike out on the knuckle curve. Another 5 strikeouts for Nola tonight. Really used that knuckle curve well in the ball game. They get that run back with the play that Stubbs was able to manufacture there in the fifth inning. And then nothing was really going on for the Phillies until that ninth inning, when they were able to turn things on after that. Let's see what the good people are saying about this game. Let me jump into the chat check, see how you guys are doing. Sir Sketchable, too tired. I get you, brother. I get you. IBH, good morning. The trade is back on the tracks, baby. I love it. John Marinelli, what's going on? I give credit to Colorado for being scrappy, but no way Harper was losing again to those idiots. There you go. Wonder how it might have gone if Harper was allowed to play last night. I'll tell you how it would have gone, IBH. They would have won. John Martin. That was last year, and it was not down the shore, unfortunately. It was in just outside Baltimore, Maryland. That is bringing it back. Some post-game shows I was doing last year. Yeah, I stuck it out through Memorial Day weekend. Was it Memorial Day weekend? Might have been Labor Day weekend. But either way, it was my brother-in-law's carport, and I love that you remember that. As a matter of fact, this is what I love to do when the chat's always popping like this. I have to send this to my brother-in-law. So I'm just going to, instead of doing a screen grab and messing everything up, I'm just going to, boom, there we go. I'll just take a picture and send it to my brother-in-law in the morning. Anyway, no home run from Nola, says Crazy. A successful outing. Bats came out slow, but a gritty win. Interesting seeing Cody in the outfield. Crazy, I thought of you. Cody Clemens goes there in the third, when did he go out there? When was he in the outfield there? Seventh inning? As I played with looking at my meticulous notes. It was the eighth inning. I think he was out there before the eighth inning. Yeah, because he pinch hit in the seventh inning, so he was out there in the seventh. But in the eighth inning, Tavar gets that infield single to shortstop. McMahon strikes out. This is with Ruiz pitching. Bryant works the walk, so you got two runners on, one out. He strikes out Rogers. Both his strikeouts in that inning came courtesy of the curveball. Then Cave comes up with two outs, two men on, and hits a laser to Cody Clemens in left field. Cody Clemens, a little nervous, but he makes the play. Bottom line. And Crazy, I thought of you because I know how we want Cody Clemens to be able to have the opportunity to step up. Here's what's also interesting. Rojas, Clemens, obviously Sosa is getting his hacks. They're not moving Stott anytime soon. They're not doing anything with Bohm. You're seeing Rojas get opportunities. You're seeing Clemens get opportunities. And you're seeing less and less of Whit Merrifield. My gut feeling is that Whit Merrifield isn't on the Phillies for much longer. Could be totally wrong. I even pointed out 2 nights ago when Rob Thompson said, Whit Merrifield isn't hitting like Whit Merrifield yet, but he will. Whit Merrifield will hit like Whit Merrifield again. Okay. Not seeing a lot of opportunities. Ari Stein, what's going on? Y'all was hating on old Stubby. I wasn't hating on Stubby, Edward Chamberlain. Not even a little bit. You kidding me? Love Garrett Stubbs. He's a ball player, damn it. IBH, thanks for working. Oh, dude, please, come on. Of course. Thank you. Appreciate you. But I love Garrett. I didn't defend our friend Mike Missinelli. I was defending Garrett Stubbs to him. I said Garrett Stubbs is a ball player for that heady play he made in the 5th inning, coming around to score, catching everybody else napping. Not old Stubby. That's, by the way, hold on. Where is he? Edward. That's what we're going to call him from now. Old Stubby. That's what we're going to call him from now on. Old wily veteran Garrett Old Stubby. Yeah, it's a late podcast, man. They play out there on the West Coast. Now they got the San Francisco Giants after tomorrow. This ain't getting easier. You know what I'm saying? Why is it so hard for the Phillies to win in Colorado? I don't know. Call me hard. All right, Farzy is hardcore holidays evenings while cooking spicy marinara. The show comes first. Damn right. Oh, you guys are very kind. Thank you. Schwarber went 3 for 3. He had a good game also. Yes, he did. How about Kyle Schwarber? He might be passing. He's at least approaching. I don't know where I couldn't find it in my notes. I think he had 49 singles last year. He might have already passed that this year. Yeah, I'll never find this. But I'm just going to do a quick run through. Entertain yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Is Old Stubby a great nickname for Garrett Stubbs? Discuss. Last page, I swear. Yeah, no. I think he had 49 singles in all of last year. I don't know what he's at now, but he had another 2 singles tonight. He had a double. He had the sacrifice fly. So, yeah, Kyle Schwarber getting it done. Phillies at home run fever. Both games swinging for the fences. Yeah, pretty much. Dakota Hudson was supposed to be good, but he hasn't been, unfortunately. For the chat at 1 a.m. Farzi is a... Thank you, IBH. Pache, yeah, he's been getting more. Oh, Pache, you think it's please no more Rojas, says M5. Yeah, I was having this discussion. He had 48 singles last year. Thank you, Crazy. Off the top of my head, I said 49. Please no more Rojas. Rojas is F trash. That's funny. I would be surprised still if they sent Rojas down. That's a quick fall from grace from a guy that was supposed to get a sink or swim type of opportunity this year to all of a sudden not being around anymore. Gross. Yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. All right. We're going to preview tomorrow night's game. Now I look at Twitter. In Denver, the air must be different. Well, it is. Factually speaking, these umps are on something. Pretty much. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at where the Phillies are headed after this. They're headed to Game 3, looking to lock up yet another series victory. We'll be back in a second. You're a Locked On Phillies postcast. Let me tell you a little bit more about FanDuel. Have yourself a great time with FanDuel. I had Aaron Nola getting a quality start. So I hit on that on FanDuel. Thank you, FanDuel. It's winner take all in the NBA and the NHL. And FanDuel is giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Right now, new customers get $150. That's $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. What? Yes. That's $150 to bet on spreads, money lines, player props like myself when it comes to Aaron Nola's stat line on the evening. And how about that? If you would have had Garrett Stubbs for 2 hits, I wonder what the odds would have been. I didn't see it before the game, unfortunately. I should have checked. But you can check all that stuff on FanDuel. That's $150 on point spreads, money lines, player props, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon and make every playoff shot count when it comes to the NBA and the NHL and take advantage of all they have to offer in the baseball world as well. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Phillies and Rockies play Game 3 of this 3-game series tomorrow. Mid-afternoon game right in the middle of your Sunday Memorial Day weekend fun. The Phillies will be getting this game underway against the Colorado Rockies. Also, I didn't even mention this yet, but the Phillies, by the way, are 38-15 now on the season. The Atlanta Braves lost again. That's back-to-back games. So now your Philadelphia Phillies are 7 games up on the Atlanta Braves in the division. How about that? It feels good just to say that. 7 games up on the Braves. I don't remember the last time I was able to say that. 7 games. There's 7 games up on the Braves. Ranger Suarez gets the ball against Cal Quantrill tomorrow. Ranger Suarez, if you don't know his numbers off the top of your head, 9-0 with a 1.36 ERA. That's where we're at. He'll go against Cal Quantrill tomorrow. 3-3 on the season with a 3.59 ERA. Quantrill is coming into this game, the right-handed pitcher, 29 years old, coming into this game after a 6-inning, 2-run performance, both earned. Just 3 hits surrendered against the Oakland A's back on the 21st. Before that, another 6-inning performance. Actually has gone at least 6 innings in all 4 of his most recent starts, including a 7 2/3 scoreless inning performance against the Pittsburgh Pirates. How about that in a 3-2 victory? They have won 3 of his last 4 starts, have the Colorado Rockies. So that's where that goes. One thing I do want to check around baseball that I meant to check just before the game, but I didn't because I'm not bright. Shodi Imanaga, ERA 8-4. I wonder if he's supposed to go tomorrow. Because he's the guy that's the only guy that has a better ERA than Ranger Suarez at this point. So that stinks. No, he doesn't go. Javier Assad goes tomorrow against Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals. Hey, there you go, Ari. Cardinals and Cubs tomorrow. That's the way that'll work out. But the Phillies, it'll be a 3:10 start time. Phillies look to win yet another series. And who knows? Maybe just for funsies, go up another game on the Braves. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys like the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. I know I said it yesterday. I want to say it again. You guys have been fantastic with the support. This new channel supporting myself with the postcasts, as well as our podcast hosts throughout the day, our Eagles coverage, our Sixers coverage, our Phillies coverage. My man Keith Pompey with the Sixers, Connor Thomas with the Phillies. Appreciate those guys, and I appreciate you guys subscribing to this new YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia. I'll catch you guys tomorrow after the Phillies' 3:10 start time and hopefully taking this series with the Colorado Rockies. See you tomorrow.